Okay, students, so today we're going to learn problem solving. Now, as you know, we have learned so many topics throughout the whole term, right? But even if you have learned all the concepts, but if you don't know how to apply it during the exam, then you'll not be able to maximize your marks. So that's why we're going to do problem solving today, so that we can learn exam mastery and you'll be able to use the most effective approach to solve your problems, okay? So let's take a look here. First, we have Joe is 10 kg heavier than Carl. Carl is 36 kg heavier than Lyndon. Okay. What did they say? They say 1/4 of Joe and Kyle. So you see, they have Joe and Kyle here. 1/4 of Joe and Kyle is equals to 2/5 of Joe and Lyndon. So that's why we're going to draw a model. We're going to say, okay, this is Joe and Kyle. And they say 1/4 of Joe and Kyle. Let's draw 1/4. There, this is 1/4 of Joe and Kyle. And it equals to 2/5 of Joe and Lyndon. That means you need to draw 2 units here. 2 out of 5, right? Okay, this is 2/5. So students, if you observe, 1/4 here, Joe and Kyle, is equal to 2 out of 5. Joe and Lyndon. Okay, so this is 1/4 of Joe and Kyle, right? Equals to 2 out of 5 of Joe and Lyndon. Okay? So, we have Joe and Kyle, Joe and Lyndon. Let me draw it properly. Five units here. So we have 5 units here so that we can get 2 out of 5. And we can say that 1/4 of Joe and Kyle equals to 2/5 of Joe and Lyndon. So students, why not we go ahead and divide all the units into the same size? There we go. So now we have a total of 8 units here, and we have a total of 5 units here, right? So now my next question is, let me ask Yongjun. Okay, Yongjun, my next question is this. Do you know what is the difference between the two models?
3 units.
Yes. How many kg? If you read this sentence here, what can you say?
3 units is 36 kg.
How do you know? Why?
Because Joe stays the same, so it's the cow and Lyndon
Yes,
difference.
correct. Joe stays the same. So who causes the difference?
Cow and Lyndon.
Carl and Lyndon is causing the difference. Very good. Okay, so let me write down 36. So now I can say 3 units is equals to how much? How many kg is 3 units?
36.
Yes, 36. 1 unit is?
12.
Yes, 36 divided by 3, 12. So now if I want to find Joe plus Kyle. Joe plus Kyle, what do I do? 12 times? Okay, so now you know that Joe plus Kyle is 8 unit. Joe plus Kyle is 96. So if we read this sentence here, Joe is 10 kg heavier than Carl. So if I want to draw that out, I can just say that Joe is 10 kg heavier than Carl. And the total Joe plus Carl is how much? The total weight mass of Joe and Carl is how much?
The
Huh?
96.
96. Yes. So how am I going to get the mass of Carl then?
Maybe you just minus 10 divided by 2.
Correct. Very good, Yongjin. Well done. So students looking at this model, you just take 96, minus away 10, then you can find, you just divide by 2, you can find 1 unit. Okay? That means you can find Carl. So in order to find Carl, 96 minus 10, divide by 2, and there you go, students. Carl has a mass of 43. Any questions, students? Raise your hand. No, no question? Okay, let's try the next one. A group of boys went to play tennis. So they took turns, right? Because on a tennis court, you can only have 4 people playing at the same time. So you have to take turns if you have 6 people, okay? Now, how long did each boy play on average? So whenever you talk about average, we know that average equals to the total divided by the number of people. So if you want to find the average time, how long in minutes did each boy get to play? Now you know that they spent 2 hours on the tennis court, right? So you're going to say that, okay, 2 hours is equals to 120 minutes. So you say that there's a total of 120 minutes and there's 6 children altogether. So when you divide this, you say that the average, each person gets to play for 20 minutes on average. Correct, students? Wrong. This is the common mistake. If you do this, immediately you are wrong. Okay? So, students, the formula to find average is correct. This is the correct formula. But what numbers should you use to find the correct answer? I tell you what, I'm going to give you 1 minute to think about it. See if anyone can tell me what is the correct average. Now, students, okay, the answer is not 40 minutes also, okay? Now, let me tell you something, everyone. What you need to consider is this. You need to ask yourself, okay, is the total time really 120 minutes? Okay, for me, I'll say no. Okay, let me ask you something. Can I get Runjie? Okay, Runjie. No, it's not 60 minutes. Runjie, let me tell you something. Let me ask you something. When you play tennis, okay, let's say you are one of those 4 people playing tennis. Okay, just imagine there's only 4 of you lah. Okay, ignore the 6 people. Let's pretend that there's 4 people. Each of you are playing for 2 hours, right? If you are one of those 4 people, you are playing for 2 hours. Am I right to say that the average time that you play is 120 divided by 4? That means if there's only 4 people, then each person only play for 30 minutes. Correct or wrong, Arunjie? Make sense or not?
No.
No. If you are playing on the tennis court, you are one of those 4 people. How many hours are you playing for? Let's say 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. How many hours are you playing for?
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 what? Do you need to divide by 4?
No.
Okay, so you are playing for 4. Okay, let's say you, Runjie, right? Then Helisha also playing. Kevin and Yongjun also playing. 4 of you. Runjie, Helisha, Kevin, Yongjun. Playing from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Runjie, you told me you're playing for 2 hours. Helisha is playing for how long, Runjie?
2 hours.
Kevin,
2 hours.
2 hours. Yongjun,
Also 2 hours.
Everybody is playing for 2 hours. Did you go and divide it?
No.
Because everyone's playing at the same time, right?
Yes.
So can you tell me what is the total play time?
2 hours.
2 hours. That means everybody. So total everybody add together only play for 2 hours. You played for 2 hours. Alicia played for 2 hours. Kevin also played for 2 hours. Yongjin also played for 2 hours. So what's the
Eight.
total play time?
8.
Yes. The total play time is actually 8 hours. Okay. 8 hours we convert into minutes. Never mind, later then we convert. So now the total play time is 8 hours. Then you can find the average time. So you take 8 hours. Okay, if you have 6 people, then you must divide by 6. So you get 4/3, which is 1 1/3 hours. Can you help me convert this into minutes? 1 hour is 60 minutes. What about 1/3?
1 hour and 20 minutes.
1 hour 20 minutes. So total, how many minutes?
Hmm?
Total, how many minutes? Question asking for minutes.
Uh, uh, 80 minutes.
Yes. Very good, Runjie. Now you understand how to do this?
Yes.
Well done. Okay. So how about the rest of you students? You understand that the play time is actually 8 hours in total? You are sharing 8 hours of time. Okay, everybody is sharing 8 hours. So at any point in time, there's only four four spaces on the tennis court. Okay, so the total play time for these 4 spaces is 8 hours. So now you bring in 6 people, everybody share the 8 hours. If you bring in 10 people, then everybody will share the 8 hours. Okay, the more people you bring in, then of course the less time lah. But the play time is always going to be 8 hours maximum. Okay, if you have 4 spaces on the tennis court. So let's take a look at the next one. Okay, students. Over here, they're telling us that the ratio A to B to C. Okay, the area A has 4 units. The area B has 5 units. The area C has 10 units. Okay, so they said that 3 out of 8 of A is overlapping B. Okay. So, Alexis, can I ask you? Alexis, 3 out of 8 of rectangle A. So look at rectangle A here. They say that 3/8 of it is overlapping with B. Rectangle A is supposed to have 4 units. Is it easy for us to find 3 out of 8 of 4 units? Yes or no?
No.
No, not easy, right? What can I do to make my life easier? Can I change the number of units that A has? Can I just change? From 4 units, I can change to how many units?
8.
Very good. Change it to 8 units. You times 2 for everything. Times 2 for everything. Then there will be 8 units here already. Well done. Once you know that there's 8 units here, 3 out of 8 of 8 units. What is 3 out of 8 of 8 units? How many units is that?
3.
Well done. So that there must be 3 units here, which is 3 out of 8. So the total is now 8. Then that is 3. If that is 3, how much is remaining here?
5.
5, correct. So there's 8 units altogether for rectangle A. Now let's look at 1/4 of C. 1/4 of C. Look at C over here, 20. What is 1/4 of 20?
5.
5 units, correct. So I say 5 units here overlapping with C B, overlapping with B. So 5 units of C is overlapping with B. How many units is remaining over here?
15.
Yes, 15 units is remaining here. Total is 20 units for C. Okay, students, 20 units for C. Now, just take a look at B. Rectangle B over here is overlapping with C, right?
Yeah.
And rectangle B is also overlapping with A. How many units are there supposed to be in rectangle B?
10.
10. Now you notice that 3 units is already overlapping, 5 units is already overlapping. How many units are left?
2.
Yes, well done. So now that you have already labeled all the areas, you can find the total area of the entire figure. Okay, you add everything together. You start from here, 5 plus 3, okay? 5 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 15. Alexis, what is the total area for this entire figure?
30.
30 units, yes. And out of the 30 units, right? Out of the 30 units, what fraction is shaded? Out of the 30 units, how many units are shaded?
8.
8. Yes, 3 plus 5 is 8. So the shaded would be 8 out of 30. Simplify for me.
Divide by 2.
Yes. Very good, Alexis. So how do you find this? Easy or difficult?
It's okay.
Well done. Students, anyone have any questions? Raise your hand. Anyone? Alicia, go ahead, of course. Yeah, why not? Yeah. Okay, students, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, so this one, in this question, there are two scenarios. There are two scenarios, scenario 1 over here and scenario 2. Okay, let's draw both of them. Okay, so in scenario 1, they say that 1 out of 7 of the remaining balls are red. So let me draw 6 units for the blue balls. And let me draw little bit more than 1 unit for the red balls. Okay, these are red balls, these are the blue balls. So, students, what did I just draw? I just drew a model that says, okay, what does the model say? It says that when you remove one of the red, when you remove one red ball, what will happen? 1 out of 7. 1 out of 7 will be red. Make sense? So that's why you must have 6 units of blue. You cannot have 7 units of blue. If you have 7 units here, then the total will be 8 units, right? So then it become 1 out of 8. 1 out of 8 is red. And that is wrong. So you cannot have 7 units. You must only have 6 blue. 6 blue units, okay? For this scenario 1, let's duplicate this. It's going to be scenario 2. Okay, the reason why I'm duplicating is because the length of the model is the same. There's the same number of red balls and the same number of blue balls. So, so the length of the model should not change, okay? So now they say that if you remove 2 blue balls, then what happened? 1 out of 5 will become red. 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 units altogether. and one of them is red. Make sense? So you remove 2 blue balls, then you will have 1 out of 5 being red. Okay, so you remove this, then you have 1 out of 5 being red. All right. How many balls are there in the bag? Okay. So let's call these units. And let's call these parts. Now, can I ask Alicia? Alicia, how many units are there altogether here? How many units are there altogether here? Unmute yourself. Okay, hi Alicia, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, how many units are there altogether in scenario 1? You can count how many units?
7.
7 units. So the total number of balls is 7 units plus what?
1.
Yes, plus the 1 over here, okay? In scenario number 2, can you help me to count how many parts?
5.
5 parts plus?
2.
Yes, very good. Now we also notice that 1 unit plus 1 equals to 1 part. So we can say 1 part is the same as 1 unit plus 1. So if I want to find 5 parts, you times 5 for everything. Alicia, what do you get? What is 1 unit times 5? And what is 1 times 5?
1 times 5 is 5.
What about 1 unit times 5?
5 unit.
You get 5 units. Yes. Then you plus 5. Okay, so you times 5 for everything. Then you get 5 parts. Why do I want to get 5 parts? Because I want to find out. This one. 5 parts equals to 5 units plus 5, right? Okay, so that means 5 parts plus 2 equals to 5 units plus how many? What is 5 parts plus 2, Alicia?
5 parts plus
Yes, 5 parts plus 2 is what?
5 unit.
It equals to 5 units plus what?
7.
Yes, must be 7, correct. Okay, because this is already 5 parts. And later you just plus 2. You plus 2 becomes 7, okay? So why do I want to do this? I want to say that this is equals to 5 units plus 7. And now what can I do? Now I can say that this is the total number of balls, which is also same as this, which is the total number of balls as well. That means we can say that 7 units plus 1 equals to 5 units plus 7. So far, any questions, Alicia?
No.
Okay, then let's solve it, okay? Now, let's try to get rid of the 5 units from here. So if I want to get rid of it, I have to minus 5 units on both sides. Because you need to be fair to both sides. Whenever you see an equal sign, right? Whenever you do something on the left, you must do the same on the right. Because they both must be equal. Okay, so I do something here, I must do the same thing here, okay? Then I want to get rid of this number 1. So maybe I minus 1 here. So must I do the same on the other side?
Yes.
Yes, minus 1 over there. So you minus 1 plus 1 becomes 0. Minus 5 plus 5 becomes 0. Gone. What are you left with? You're left with 7 units minus 5. How many units is this?
2 units.
And you're also left with 7 minus 1, which gives you?
6.
Yeah, so 1 unit equals to? How much?
1 unit.
Say again. 2 units is 6. 1 unit is?
1 unit is 3.
Yes, 3. Good. Okay, you managed to find 1 unit. So they ask you, how many balls are there altogether? Do you agree that this is the total number of balls, Alicia?
Yes.
So let's find it, okay? Total number of balls. 7 plus 1. So what is 7 units? 7 times.
Times
Yes. 7 times 3. Then you plus 1. What is the final answer?
22.
22. Yes, correct. Well done, Alicia. Wow. Do you find that this question is a little bit long?
Yeah.
But do you understand what's happening?
Yeah.
Well done, Alicia. Good job. Okay, students. See, when you draw models, you can compare the units. So the moment we find one unit, that's it. You can solve it already, right? Anyone want to clarify how to do this question? Anybody's not sure? Can you raise your hand, student? Okay, let's try the next one. Okay, for this one, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Can you type your answer in the chat? Your time starts now. Okay, students, let's take a look here. Kevin, Yongjun, Gavin, you all got it. Okay. You know what, students? There are 2 ways to do this. Number 1, using mathematics. Number 2, using English. You just read the question, right, students? They told you the final answer is 527, right? Then they already said that instead of 6, he wrote 2. Instead of 6, he wrote 2. That means the original number should have been 6, right? Then they also say that instead of 1, he wrote 7. That means the original number should have been 1, correct or not? So then the original number should have been 561. That's it, students. You don't even need to do a single step of working. But if you really want to use mathematics to solve this, no problem. You can. Okay, let me ask Kavin. Kavin, whenever you have,
I use mathematics to solve it.
oh, you use mathematics to solve it. Okay, now if you have a number 6 in the tens position, it represents what number?
60.
60, correct. So, for the tens digit, instead of 60, you wrote 2. That means you wrote 20 only, right?
Yes.
That means you lost how much?
It means you lost.
You lost 40, am I right?
Yes.
And look at the ones digit. Instead of 1, you wrote 7, correct?
You lost 6.
Actually, you didn't lose 6, you gained 6.
Oh.
Correct?
Yes.
So if you want to find the original number, you just take his answer. You lost 40, so now you must put back the 40. You gain 6, so you must get rid of your extra 6. What answer do you
Another method.
what answer do you get?
561. But I use
Yeah. There you go. Okay, what's your other method?
this is just like, so I just figured it out that the 500, yeah, it was the English.
Okay, no problem. You can do that as well. Okay, good job, good job. So there's 2 ways to do this. Okay, students? All right, now let's take a look at question 6. Can I give you 3 minutes? Okay, your time starts now. Type your answer in the chat. So students, why not we do this? Okay, I'll draw a model. So once we draw a model, it'll be much easier for you, right? So let's draw a model. This is the father, and this is Erica. So this is the father, this is Erica. You draw a line here and you say that the father is 28 years older than Erica. The total sum of their ages is 54. So this is 1 unit, this is 1 unit. If you take 54, you get rid of the 28, what will happen? You can already find the 2 units, right? So if you want to find 1 unit, just divide it by 2 and you get 13. So if you, okay, let's say you want to find the father age now. Okay, the father's age now is 1 unit plus 28. So if you want to find the father's age 5 years later, then you just need to add 5. There you go, 46 years old. Okay, students. Anyone is not sure about the model or want to ask question about anything? Raise your hand, students. Anybody? Okay. Then let's try the next question then. Don't worry about copying. Remember, I'm going to give you the full solutions, right, in the bottle. Just pay attention and ask questions. Okay? Don't need to copy. Now, let's look at town A and town B over here. So, we have town A, we have town B. You have a car here, car A, traveling towards town B. You have car B traveling towards town A. The speed is 45 kilometers per hour and 55 kilometers per hour. Now, the distance is 600 kilometers apart. So, can I ask Alicia, can I ask you something? Can you tell me what is the meaning of 40 kilometers per hour? That means you can travel how many kilometer in how long?
Speed.
Yes, this is the speed. So what does it mean? That means I can travel how far? You tell me how far can I travel in what amount of time? What does 45 kilometer per hour mean? It means that I can travel what? How far?
5 kilometer
45 kilometer in how long?
1 hour.
Very good. That means I can travel 45 kilometer in 1 hour. What is the meaning of 55 kilometer per hour? That means I can travel what?
55 kilometers in 1 hour.
In 1 hour. Very good. Now, my next question is, okay, let's focus on these two guys here. Look at these two people. Person A, person B. Now, let's say person A is able to walk 3 steps per second. Okay, that means person A can travel 3 steps in 1 second, right? Then the other guy can walk 2 steps per second. So let me ask you, if I give them 1 second, okay, then they walk towards each other, right? Person A is walking 3 steps. Person B is walking 2 steps. How many steps are they going to walk all together? How many steps are they going to walk all together?
5.
Yes. So will they get closer together?
Yeah.
Yes, they get closer together by 5 steps. The answer is not 200. Okay, so they will get 5 steps closer together every second. Yes or no?
Yes.
Very good. Now the question comes. If they are 10 steps away from each other, how many seconds do you think they need to meet each other? 2. Very good, Alicia. Okay, now Alicia, you don't answer. Everybody else, I want you to answer. If they are 50 steps away from each other, how many seconds do you think they will take to meet each other? Very good. Gavin, correct, Gavin. Who else? Yongjun, correct. Very good. Who else? How about Runjie, Kevin, Alexis? Huh? Don't know ah. Okay, let me ask Alexis. Alexis, do you know what's going on?
Yeah.
How
I
many?
was gonna type inside
Oh, okay. What's your answer?
10.
Very good. Runjie, how about you? Why you never type anything? Runjie, are you there? How about Kevin? Did you type?
Yeah, I
What
typed already.
what's your answer? How long will they take to meet each other, Kevin? 6 hours.
6 hours. Wait, it's not 6 hours.
What question am I asking?
You're asking 50 steps, right?
Uh-huh.
Then it takes 10 steps each.
Now, how many seconds?
Huh?
How many
So
seconds?
10 seconds.
10
10
seconds.
seconds.
Very good. 10 seconds. Well done. Well done. Okay, good. So everybody understands it takes 10 seconds, okay, to meet. So in the same way, what we are going to do with these two cars is we are going to say that in 1 hour, okay, what is the distance both of them can travel? Car A is going to travel 45. Car B is going to travel 55. In 1 hour, they will travel 100 kilometers closer to each other. Correct? So after 5 hours, what will happen? Question say after 5 hours. So in 5 hours, the total distance that they travel will be 500 kilometers. So how far apart are they? Everybody, can you type your answer? How far apart will they be after 5 hours? It's not 200, Yongjun. In 5 hours, both of them travel 500 kilometers closer together. Ah, Kevin, very good. Ah, Yongjun, very good. Kavin, very good. Ah, yes. Okay, so how far apart will they be? You realize that the total distance is 600, right? Both of them traveled 500 kilometers closer to each other. That means they will still be 100 kilometers away from each other. Correct? Okay, anyone has any questions about this? Raise your hand. So whenever you have two cars traveling to each other, what do? You take the speed and you add them up. You add them up, you get 100 kilometers per hour. That means every hour, they are traveling 100 kilometers closer to each other. You add up their speed. Okay, whenever two people are walking towards each other, you add up their speed. So you know the total distance that they travel per hour. Okay? Now let's take a look at the next one. Now, students, for this one, okay, we are thinking that you need to fill in each circle with the numbers 1 to 9. And you must get the sum of 24 when you add up. Okay, when you add up the vertical column, okay, when you add this up, you must get 24. And also when you add the horizontal column, horizontal row, you add them up, you must get 24. Okay, students? I want you to try this. I give you 2 minutes, you try this. Then you tell me what number. You just need to tell me what number did you use in the middle. If you use the correct number, then I know your answer is correct already. Okay, 2 minutes. Try it out. Your time starts now. Now, let's take a look here, okay? 24 and 24 over there, right? So, Kavin, if I add 24, okay, let's take the sum. Column plus row. You're supposed to get 24 for every column and every row, right?
Yes.
48. Okay, the total sum is 48. Now, what numbers are you using? You're using the numbers from 1 to 9. When you add up all these numbers, what sum do you get? Some use the rainbow method. 10 and 45, right?
Yeah.
45.
Yeah.
Hey, isn't that less than 48? Why? Why are we getting something less than 48? Then how is it possible to get 48 here? Huh? As you said, Kavin, you already told me that the middle number gets added 2 times, right?
Yes.
So you see, you add this, you already adding the middle number. Then you add this 24 again. 24 plus 24, you added the middle number 2 times, correct? So what is causing this extra? What is the extra 3 over there?
The answer is 3. Middle.
The middle number, very good. So the extra 3 is actually the middle number. So now you know what number to put in the middle. So we are going to pair up the biggest number, the smallest number with the biggest number, second smallest number with the second biggest number, the third, cannot, number 3 is already used. The next smallest number with the next biggest number, then the next smallest with the next biggest. Gavin, you add, do we get 24 here? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Do we get 24 here?
Yes.
Very good. So we got the answer, right?
Yeah.
So now you know how to do?
Yes.
Well done. Any questions, the rest of you? Raise your hand. Okay, so what's the trick here? The trick here is that the number in the middle gets added 2 times. So the extra over here, the extra will be because of the middle number. So then you know that the middle number is 3. It was added 1 extra time, correct? Okay, let's try the next one. Okay, let's see. Town A, Town B, Town C are located along a straight road. Then after that, what happens? There's a car here. There's a van here. They said that, okay, let's just write this down first. Town A and Town B is 180 kilometers apart. And they say that there are 2 scenarios. Scenario number 1 is here. Scenario number 2 is here. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the first scenario. First scenario says that if the car and the van are traveling towards each other, they are going to meet in 2 hours. So immediately I want to bring you back to the previous question. Look here. Remember this question, students? What do you do when 2 cars are traveling towards each other? You add up their total distance that they travel, correct? Okay, so now let's go back here. You see, the car and the van are traveling towards each other. They meet in 2 hours, you know. That means in 2 hours, both of them can travel 180 kilometers to meet each other in 2 hours. That means in 1 hour, both of them traveled the distance of 90 kilometers. Okay? So what does this mean? This means that the total combined speed of the car and the van is 90 kilometers per hour. Okay, both of them can travel 90 kilometers in 1 hour. And that is why 2 hours later, they will meet each other. Okay. Now, can I ask Yongjun? Yongjun, let's look at scenario number 2. Look at scenario number 2 together with me. Now, in scenario number 2, what is happening? The car and the van both are traveling towards town C. That means the car is chasing the van, right, Yongjun?
Police car chasing the guy van.
The police is trying to chase a suspicious looking black van, suspected of kidnapping some kids. So now the police is chasing the van. How long does the police take to catch the van?
18.
Wow, 18 hours is very long, right? Yeah, takes 18 hours to catch the van. Now, can you tell me something? Look at the police car. How far behind the van is the police car?
180 kilometers.
Yes, correct. 180 kilometers behind. Slowly trying to catch up. Okay?
Mm.
It took 18 hours to catch up. That means in 1 hour, he's catching up by how many kilometers in 1 hour?
18.
You need to catch up 180 kilometers altogether, right?
Yes.
And how long did you take to catch up?
18.
Yeah, that means every 1 hour you are catching up how many kilometers?
18.
18? No lah. You take 18 hours to catch up 180. 180 divided by 18 gives you
Um.
18 times what is 180? 18 times what equals to 180. You just need to add a 0. That means you times what? Times what?
Times 10.
Yes, you times 10, then you get 180, right? So, what is divide? 180 divided by 18 gives you 10. That means every 1 hour, you are catching up 10 kilometers, correct? That means the police car must be traveling how much faster than the van?
10.
Yes, 10 kilometers faster than the van. Very good. So now over here, we can draw a model. Okay. We can say that the police car and the van, the car is traveling 10 kilometers faster than the van. We already know that the total speed is 90.
90 minus 10 equals 80.
So how to find
Which are the car of the van?
the car? They want to find the speed of this car.
It's 50.
50. Very good. Well done, Yongjin. You have any questions about this? Okay, good job. Students, what we can do is this. You want to find how fast is the car, right? You add 10, you plus 10 here. Make them the same, plus 10. Then you divide by 2. So 90 plus 10 divided by 2, can? So the speed of the car, 90 plus 10 divide by 2, and you get 50 kilometers per hour. Very good. There you go. Anyone have any questions about this? Raise your hand, students. Okay, we use 2 concepts over here, right? Number 1, if 2 cars are traveling towards each other, you add up their speed because you need to find out the total distance they can travel together, closer together. But the second concept that we have is that there's somebody chasing somebody else. Okay, then you must be traveling a little bit faster than the other person. Then you will catch up. Okay. Now let's take a look at the next one. Wow, this is easy, students. Can I give you 2 minutes? Try this and give me your answer. First, you must observe the pattern, right? You know that you take the first number, this is the first number, then you minus this, minus this, minus this. That means you minus the second number 3 times. You take the first number, you minus the second number 3 times. Correct or not, students? So that's what it means. The question already tells us that. So you just need to find this first, then you need to find that, and then you minus them. You minus them and you give me the answer. Okay, I give you 2 minutes. Can you type your answer in the chat? Your time starts now. Sure, you have an answer yet? Or you still doing some workings, is it? Alicia? Okay, come, let's do together, Alicia. First, I want to ask you what is 50. Circle 5. What does it mean? That means you take the first number 50, then what do? You minus what?
5.
Minus 5. Only minus 1 time. How many times must you minus? You look here. Look here and look here. How many times are they minusing?
3.
3 times, right? Correct. So you minus 5, minus 5, minus 5. Tell me the answer. 35. Very good. Now you take 10. Okay, now you already did this. We already did this. Now we must do the other one. So you take 10, circle 2. What does it mean? That means you must take 10, then what must you do?
Minus 2, minus 2, minus 2.
Yeah, the answer is?
Oh. 4.
4. Correct. So Alicia, we already found that this is 35 here. Can you see here?
Yes.
This is 35. Okay. And we also found that this is 4. So what is this sign here?
Minus.
Minus. So what is the answer?
1.
35 minus what?
4.
The answer is?
31.
Very good, Alicia. So how? Was this easy or difficult? Was this easy or difficult?
Easy.
Yeah, quite easy. Just follow the instructions, okay? All right. Very good. So let's take a look at the next one, students. This is quite long. Okay, give you 10 seconds. You read first. Then I start. You read first, okay? So that you know what's going on. Now, students, they are saying that there's a 4-digit number, right? So let's just call the number. Okay, let's say this is the original number. We call it A, B, C, D because we do not know what number it is. I'm going to draw a line here. Why must I draw a line? Okay, let me tell you what is the meaning of the line, okay, students? Whenever you see A and B side by side, what does it mean? It means multiply, you know. So if I'm just going to say A, B, C, D, then that means it's A times B times C times D. I don't want to multiply. I want to have a 4-digit number. So when you draw a line, what does it mean? That means it's just a number. Do not multiply. So if I have a 3-digit number, what must I do? Just draw a line. That means this is a 3-digit number. You're not going to multiply anything, okay? And that is the meaning of a line. So that's why I must draw a line. Now, what did they say? They say that there's a new number that was being formed. They took the ones digit. This is the ones digit over here. And they swap it. They swap it with the hundreds digit. That means they put it over here. They swap it. What else did they do? They took the tens digit and they swap it. Okay, so they swap this. They also swap the other two. What do you end up with, students? You end up with C, D, A, B like this. Okay. Now, what did the question say? The question says that the sum of the ones digit and the hundreds digit is 12. This is the ones digit. This is the hundreds digit. What else did they say? They said that the sum of the tens and the thousand is 9. So look at the tens digit, the thousands digit, 9. Let's just make some space. Okay. They also told us that the new number is 2,376 greater than the original number. So the new number minus the original number gives you 2,376. So these are all the clues that they are giving us. Okay. So now we can solve it. Let me ask Kevin. I want you to look at the last row here in the subtraction. From the last row, what can you tell me? You can tell me that D minus D equals to what?
6.
Yes. Then if you look at this together, okay, can I add everything up? Let's add everything together. If I add everything together, you add all these together, how many B's do I get?
You get, let me think.
2B, right?
You get 2 B's. 2 B's, yeah, so.
How about the D? What will happen to the D? D minus D. Oh, what will happen?
Equals 0.
0. Very good. So the D will disappear. But I'm going to get 2 B's. What about the other
2
side?
B's.
What about the other side? What am I going to get altogether?
18.
Yes. So 2 B's will be equals to 18. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. And therefore 1B must be 9. Very good. 1B must be 9. Very good. So now we already know that 1B is 9. So I'm going to put a 9 over here also. You look here. Something minus 9 equals to 3. What minus 9 equals to 3?
6.
6 minus 9 is 3, yeah.
9 minus 6 equals 3. Oh. 12.
Very
12.
good. It must be 12, right? But is it possible for D to be 12?
Yes.
No, everything must be a single digit, right?
Oh. Must be a single digit.
It
Cannot.
must be a single digit. So that means there must be a
It's 2
2 here. And what do? You borrow 1 from the?
from C.
Yes, you must borrow 10 from C. Very good. So you borrow from C. Now you look at C. C minus A. C minus A equal to 2. Do you think
Yeah.
it should be equal to 2? No, it should not. Should not.
Should. Oh, should not.
Should not. C minus A cannot be 2. You know why it cannot be 2?
12
Because
minus 1 would be.
yeah, because C already borrowed, because D already borrow from C, right?
Yes.
So C should actually be extra 1 more, right?
Yes, plus 1.
So C minus A, instead of 2, what should it be? C,
3,
one more. C should be one more. So, should it be 2?
3.
3, correct. 3, very good. So C should actually be one more. So C minus A, instead of 2, it must be 3.
3.
Yes, very good. Because you already lend 1 to the other number. So now you look here all together. You add them up. How many C's do I get?
You get 2.
How many A's do I get?
2. I mean 1. 1. 1. 0.
0. Because you A minus A. What is A minus A?
0.
Yes, 0. Okay, so it's gone. Now then you add up these two, what do you get?
2C.
Huh?
12.
Well,
12.
so what's the 12? That
1C is 6.
yes, very good. Now, how do you find your A? Let's look at, how do you find your, okay, you already know that B is 9, right?
D is 2. D is, yeah, B is 9. Then
E
D
then?
is 2. 2. D is 3.
Yes, D should be 3. Then you already know that your C is 6, right?
Yes.
A must be what?
3.
Very good. So your A, B, C, D should be what?
A, B, C, D,
3.
3, 3,963.
Correct. Very good, Kevin. Well done. How do you find this? Easy, difficult?
Difficult if I didn't know how to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Well done. So students, you see, there's a lot of mistakes that you could have made. Okay, if let's say I'm not here and you're doing on your own, then maybe some of you will already say that C minus A equals to 2. Oh, then everything is wrong. Right, students? Okay, so this is how we do it. Anybody have any questions? Raise your hand. Okay, now let's look at question 12. Oh, that's quite straightforward. This question is going to be quite straightforward, but you still have to be careful to make sure that you follow the rules of the question. The question says that there's 48 sweets altogether, 48 candy bars, and you are trying to pack them into smaller bags. There are some rules that you must follow. There must be at least 3 bags. You cannot just put one bag. You cannot just dump everything into one bag. You must have at least 3 bags, and what else? You must have at least 4 candy bars in each bag. So you cannot just have 1 candy bar in one bag. Cannot. You must have at least 4 in each bag. Okay? How many different ways are there for us to split up the number 48? Okay, we can have this. We can have this. Now, why am I writing all this? And why, more importantly, let me ask you, why am I repeating all this? I already wrote 6 times 8. Now, why am I still writing 8 times 6? Because, students, they are representing a different thing. Why not we say that this side is representing the number of candy bars? And why not you say that the other side is representing the number of bags? Understand? So for example, if you read the first one, the first line, if you read the first line, what am I doing? I'm putting 1 candy bar in each bag, and I'm gonna have 48 bags all together. Now, is this allowed? Who says allowed? Okay, who says not allowed? Raise your hand. Am I allowed to put one candy bar in each bag? Yes or no, students? Who says yes? Who says no? Actually, you know what? You must have at least 4 candy bars in each bag, correct or not? So this is not allowed, right? This is also not allowed. This is also not allowed. There's too few candy bars in each bag. But this is allowed. Okay, students? Because there's at least 4 candy in each bag and you have 12 bags. So this is allowed. This is also allowed. But this is also allowed. This is not allowed because you only have 2 bags. You're not allowed to have 2 bags. You must have at least 3 bags. Understand? And you must have at least 3 bags. So the total number of ways to do this is 5. There you go. Any questions, students? Okay, so let's look at the next question. Students, can I give you 2 minutes to do the excess and shortage? Type your answer in the chat. Your time starts now. Now, students, let's draw a model for this. Okay, Alexis, let me ask you, do you know how many students are there?
No.
You don't know, right? Now, let's say that I have 5 students and I give 4 sweets to each of them. How many sweets are there altogether?
20.
Very good, very good. I do not know how many students are there, correct or not?
Yeah.
So actually, I cannot write 5, right? So since I don't know the number of students, why not I just say that there is one unit of students, can?
Yeah.
Then if I give each of them 4 sweets, how many sweets do I need altogether?
4.
For what?
4 units.
Correct, 4 units. So let me draw a model. Okay? I am needing 4 units of sweets. Okay, so if I give 4 sweets to each student, I will give 4 units of sweets, correct?
Yeah.
And how many will I have left?
3 sweets.
Yes, I'll have 3 sweets left. So this is the total number of sweets that the teacher has. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, because when he give 4 units of sweet, he have 3 sweets left. So this is the total sweets that the teacher has. Okay? Now let's look at the second scenario. If I have 1 unit of student. Okay, I don't know how many students are there. There's only 1 unit of students. Now I want to give each of them 5 sweets. How many units do I need altogether?
5.
Yeah, I need 5 units of sweets. And do I have enough sweets?
No.
I'm short of how many?
7.
Yes, short of 7. So actually, this is the number of sweets that the teacher has. Okay, if he want to give 5 sweets to each child, he will not have enough. Okay, he actually short of 7. So can you find what's 1 unit, Alexis? What is 1 unit?
10.
Yes, very good. Okay, so we can say that there are 10 1 unit is 10. So that means how many students are there?
Times
Sorry?
10
How many?
times
No need to
8.
times. No need to times. What is, how many students are there? There's 1 unit of students, remember?
Yeah,
1 unit represents the number of students, correct?
yeah,
Tell me how many students are there?
10.
Yes, there are 10 students. Students, you must not forget, no. 1 unit is not referring to how many suites. 1 unit, I'm referring to how many students. Because I don't know how many students, I say, okay, there's 1 unit of students. Understand, Alexis?
Yeah,
Then if I give them 4 suites each, that means the total is 4 units of suites. Understand?
yeah,
Okay, so the number of suites is 4 units of suites, but the number of students is 1 unit. 1 unit represents the number of students. So there's 10 students. Another way we can do this is excess plus shortage divide by the difference. Okay, Alexis, let me ask you, what is the excess number of suites? If he gave 4 suites to each student, he has 3 suites left. So what's the excess? How many extra suites does he have?
3.
Very good. What is the shortage? If he give 5 suites to...
7.
Yes. So what is the difference? At first, he wanted to give 4 suites. Now he wants to give 5 suites. So what's the difference between scenario 1 and scenario 2?
1.
Yes. So if you want to find the number of students, you take the excess plus the shortage divided by the difference. And what's your answer?
10.
Very good. Do you notice that you still get the same answer? 10?
Yeah,
So now you know how to use this formula, excess plus shortage divide by difference?
yeah.
Very good. Well done, Alexis. So students, this is how excess and shortage look like in terms of drawing models. You can either draw a model or you can use excess plus shortage divide by difference. Understand? Anybody have any questions about this before I do the challenging problem? You need to know this before you can do the challenging, you know. Anyone have any questions? Okay, I do challenging, huh? Okay, let's do the challenging. Okay, everybody just read the first paragraph here. Just read the first paragraph, please. Take 10 seconds to read it. Then I'll start. Okay, ready. Let's start. Yongjun, come, let me ask you. Now, Yongjun, you look at the excess and shortage here. Did the question say that, oh, the teacher is short of some sweets, so he went to buy some extra sweets? Did they say that?
No.
No. The number of sweets is always the same, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Now you look at this challenging problem. They say that at first you have some chairs, then later you go and take some more chairs from somewhere else. Oh my. That means is the number of chairs still the same? Or are they adding more chairs already?
Adding more chairs.
Yeah, if they keep adding chairs, how am I going to solve it? Because excess and shortage supposed to be always the same number of suites. Then over here, they keep on adding extra. Then how am I going to use excess and shortage? You cannot. You cannot. So what are we going to do about it? Any idea?
Divide.
Just pretend. Pretend what? Let's just pretend that the number of chairs are always the same. So they say that, oh, I'm going to take 57 chairs from somewhere else. Don't care about them. Just pretend that the 57 chair is already inside the hall. Okay, let us just pretend that if you want to arrange the chair in rows of 12, you will end up with 57 extra chair, which is somewhere in the corner of the hall, and it is just there. So you don't need to bring them in later. You bring them in now, so that the number of chairs will always be the same. So just pretend that the chairs are already in the hall, and that this is the extra chairs that are not being used, okay? So this is scenario number 1. What is the excess? How many chairs is excess?
57.
Very good. Now let's read the second one. They say that if you want to put more chairs, you want to put more chairs in each row. Okay, that means it's as if you are giving more sweets to each student. Then what will happen? You have a shortage. You have a shortage. You have 5 fewer rows, right?
Amazing.
Yeah, if you want to use more chairs for every row, then you run out of chairs. You have 5 lesser rows. So I want you to just imagine that there's 5 rows of 5 empty rows. That means these 5 rows have no chairs. No chairs. Understand?
Just delete that part of the part.
So what is the shortage? You have 5 rows. You 5 times that. You're supposed to have how many chairs in each row? You are rearranging.
Rows of the, yeah,
You rearrange into rows of 21, right?
yeah.
You're supposed to put 21 chairs in every row, but at the end, when you reach the last 5 rows, you realize that, oops, I have not enough chairs to put in the last 5 rows. So how many chairs do you actually need extra? How many chairs are you short of?
21.
5 times what?
104.
5 times what?
5 times 21.
You are absolutely correct.
105.
Yes, you are short of 105 chairs. You are correct. Okay, because you are having 5 empty rows, and inside each row is supposed to have 21 chairs. So actually you're short of 105 chairs. If you have 105 chairs, then you no need to leave empty row. You can actually fill up all the rows. But too bad, you are short of 105 chairs. So the last 5 rows empty. Okay? So this is the shortage. So what is the difference? At first, you wanted to put 12 chairs. Later, you wanted to put 21. So what's the difference?
The difference is 9.
Yes. So let's use our formula that we learned just now. Excess plus shortage divided by the difference. So the number of rows is excess plus the shortage divided by the difference. And you'll get 18. So the question is asking for what?
Rows of chairs.
How many rows of chairs are there in the end? So you're supposed to have 18 rows. But in the end, how many rows do you have?
13.
Why 13? Because of what?
5 fewer rows of chairs.
Very good. So in the end, you have only 13 rows because you have 5 empty rows. Well done, Yongjun. So how do you find this? Easy or difficult?
Yeah, easy.
Yes. Okay, students, I tell you something. Actually, right, this question, the only reason why it is challenging is because of the English, not because of math. Because of English. The math is very easy, you know. We just need to do excess plus shortage divide by difference. That's very easy. But what did they do? They're very cunning. The question is very cunning, you know. They try to confuse you. They say that, oh, I'm going to bring extra chair from another hall. And then they trying to talk about 5 fewer rows. Then you're thinking, what is 5 fewer rows? Right or not? But the moment you try to pretend that the 57 chair is already inside the hall, and at the same time you understand that 5 fewer rows, that means a shortage of 105 chair. So if you understand all this, then it's very easy. You just put in the numbers. 57 is the excess. 105 is a shortage. That's it. You got the answer already. Okay? Did I make this question cunning? Well, it's not me. I saw it somewhere. Okay, Yongjun? Anyone have any questions about this? Raise your hand. Okay, then. Very good. So, students, we managed to complete today's worksheet. Now, I'm sure that there's some questions where if you did not have my help, then you will not know how to do it, right? So for those questions, please go and look at the lesson recording. Go and look at the solution. Please revise it. If not, next time you will not be able to do it. Right? So go and learn all the tricks that we use to do the problem solving so that in the exam next time, when you come across such questions, you will not get tricked. Okay, students? Then you can improve. Now, if you have any questions you want to ask me, just stay back. But if there's no questions, then I will see you next week. Okay, bye everybody. Bye Alexis, Alicia, Kevin, Runjie, Yongjun. Bye everyone.